Okay, perfect. So, yeah, like I mentioned, I've been in the business for 8 years. A lot has changed since when I started, and I obviously want to set everyone up who's new or starting, jumping back in, kind of launch or relaunch their business with success. Shannon is an amazing leader, been doing this business with me for a couple of years, and I'm just excited for both of us to share our tips. I am going to start, you guys, in one of the things that is big is vision casting. Especially like when we all start this business, we start for a reason. My reason of starting was that I just wanted to be able to stay at home with my kids. My daughter was 5 days old when I joined, and I didn't know how I was going to make this work because I had no experience and I was so scared. But I knew that my vision was to stay home with her and watch her grow versus paying somebody else to watch her moments while I commuted and like ran around and made pennies on the dollar just so that we could have the things that I could do with this business. So after that, my vision kind of grew because I was like, oh, it's working. Wow. Okay. Well, like what else can I do? So I want to, help you guys think long term. If you're in this for a couple, let us know how much that you joined for, an extra $500 a month to pay off credit card debt, what it would look like. Like close your eyes if you had 0 credit cards and your bank account was in like the plus of savings. What would you spend it on? Where would you go on vacation? What would you splurge with? I know when I paid my car payment off, finally, I was like, oh my gosh, I have like an extra $350 a month. That's how much it was back in the day. They're probably way higher now, but that's the point, is that with this business, you can do so much. You can get that second property. You can retire early. All those kinds of freedom things that you get come with this. So, you guys, especially when we can help others, like our mission is to help people with their health and help people with their wealth. And we have such an amazing opportunity on our hands. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the company first. If you guys don't know, we're family owned, like faith based. The original owner, was a high school basketball coach that wanted more for his family, and he started it and it grew. So like this, so can you too. You can start from scratch and make this work for you as well. We're open in over 19 countries. We're always expanding. So you can literally do this business from anywhere, travel and work. Oh, the dream. We're debt free. We've been featured in like top direct sellers magazine. We've been featured in Forbes magazine. So obviously one of those companies that's just like stayed solid through and through over the last 23 years. We've been open for a long time. So our mission, helping people with health and their wealth, and you guys, our products speak for themselves. They're plant-based, they're phenomenal. You would be surprised how many products out there have fillers and junk in them, where ours is non-GMO, they're cruelty-free, plant-based from renewable resources. The quality is high, and that's why we have claims of clinical studies and all those kinds of things to help people get the best results. So whether you're, younger or you're older, we have something for everybody. Healthy skin, healthy hair, healthy gut. Oh my gosh, we could all use that. More energy, better sleep, weight management, nutrition. I know that I started for the hair growth vitamin and the tightening and toning wraps after I had my daughter. So we literally have something for everybody. And I recommend you guys to get your hands on the products. Setting up a subscription when I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to invest money when I want to make money. So it kind of stops you from doing that. But honestly, if you can find the products and use them to get your results, you feel amazing. Your energy is higher. You're going to have people seeing you using and taking the products. So I recommend setting up an auto shipment so you can take the products, you can create content out of it, you can get your results. It's just easier to talk about. And at the event that we just had for a conference, Katie Bevington, she's like in top 10 in the company. She said, get the 4-pack of coffee, sell 2 bags, and it covers the cost. It's totally free. You're automatically commission qualified. And then sell the other 2 bags and use the other 2 bags, for yourself. So I thought that was brilliant. And there's all different kinds of like sample packs that you can set up to allow people to buy and try samples before becoming a customer. So they sell and they pay for your subscription, and you get to use some products for your own results. So, okay, so you guys, one other like short vision casting thing is that I know for me before I started, I was like, I don't think anyone would buy products from me because I'm thin. Like, who would want to buy weight loss products from someone who's skinny? I have heard so many people who are on the heavier side say, who would want to buy products from someone who's overweight? So just know that, like I said, everyone that we're looking to help others. So it is so rewarding in this business when I've had a customer come to me and be like, oh my gosh, Jessica, I lost like 40 pounds that I needed in order to have my knee surgery. Or I was pre-diabetic before and now I'm like out of that range and my diabetes scare is gone, right? Or if they said like, maybe they had really bad hormonal hair loss. I'm like, oh my gosh, my hair's growing in, or my gut is feeling so much better. Like it's hard for me to eat certain foods. We have health solutions for all those problems. And when your clients come to you and tell you that it's like the most rewarding, it's like why we do what we do. Same financially, you guys, when someone can come and say, oh my gosh, I just paid off my credit card, or like I was able to take my kids on that trip that I could never save for because things always kept coming up, or diapers and groceries. You know, the cost of groceries right now is astronomical, and people are even struggling to pay their bills. They might not say it on social, but they're definitely feeling it. So, as many people as we can help, that's our mission. So, Shannon's going to talk about how all the different ways that we earn income and dive into a couple other goodies, and then we can going.
Yes, thank you, Jess. So, so good. I absolutely love that this business provides us such an opportunity. I actually joined with Jess here over 4 years ago, so it's crazy how fast 4 years goes. And I actually just joined because to make $100, which I didn't even think was possible. So to say we have made well more than $100 would be an understatement. So guys, if I can do this, you can do this too. I have literally no education. I have my high school, and that's about it. So, really, all you need is to be determined to not let anything get in your way, to soak up all of the coaching that Jessica and I have to offer you, and just run with it. So, one of the things that really, really motivates me is money. I'm pretty sure money motivates a lot of people. So, how we get paid. One of my favorite things is that we have weekly bonuses. So, these bonuses are paid out every single Thursday to us. So, we can actually get paid 5 times in a month, once per week for our weekly bonuses and our monthly commissions. Okay, 5 times. Can you imagine not having to budget your groceries for the whole month and instead getting paid every single week to buy all of your groceries? Like it's crazy. So I'm a visual person, so I'm going to write a few things down for you guys so you can follow along. So our first goal is 4, okay? 4 customers. What this is going to give us is a $67 weekly bonus. Okay, 4 customers, $67 weekly bonus. Okay, if you do 8 customers, you're going to get 2 of those $67 weekly bonuses. But this is our first goal: 4 customers. They do have to total 300, what we call BV, which is just the size of the sale. BV is very, very similar to the US dollar amount of our products. But to give you guys an idea, 2 bottles of our skinny gummies is 50 BV. So if you want to go off of that, you could say 6 customers that if they only buy skinny gummies, you're going to need 6 customers to hit that 300 BV. Our 30-day drop is 80 BV. So the other thing about the BV is because we're available in so many different countries, our BV is the same for the products in every single country. So this is how they make things really fair across the board, so that it doesn't bring into play any conversions or anything like that. 2 bottles of gummies in Canada is 50 BV. 2 bottles of gummies in the United States is 50 BV. 2 bottles of gummies in the United Kingdom is 50 BV. So it keeps things fair. So after we get those 4 customers, the next thing we want to do is we want to get just 1 teammate to work with us. So one distributor. That's going to give you another $133 bonus. Okay. One distributor, $133 bonus. Okay. In total, this is $200 and is what we call our 4 and 1. Okay. 4 and 1. You guys are going to hear that a lot. That's our bonus structure. $200. Okay. Again, these are also paid out weekly, the entire 4 and 1 bonus. The other bonus that we have that's paid weekly is called a builder bonus. That is when you get 3 of these 4 and 1 bonuses. You also, so that's going to be $600, right? Because you've gotten 3 of those. You get a builder bonus, which is $469. Okay, that's over $1,000. Whoops, 69. I'm getting down to the bottom of my page here. Okay, over $1,000 that you can make in weekly bonuses. The goal is to do a 4 and 1 every single week if you can. So that's going to be well over $1,000 just in bonuses every month. This is also going to be growing your commissions because, like I said, we get commissions on this BV, which you're getting from these 4 customers. So as that BV is growing and we're getting commissions, you're growing that monthly commissions check. Let's see what else you can earn in your first month. These are all unlimited in your first 90 days. In your first 90 days, these are all unlimited. So you want to go as hard as you can in those first 90 days. The other bonus that we have that's paid weekly is called a match bonus. So a match bonus is when you're helping your one friend learn the same thing, the same process. It's all about duplication. We're teaching them how to do a 4 and 1. We are getting a $200 bonus and our newbie is getting a $200 bonus, right? So it's all about teaching and training and duplication. We want you guys to be successful. You're going to want your new teammates to be successful. So that's why we kind of have in place some of these systems to make things more duplicatable and easier to follow along. So the other thing that's going to come from this is obviously, so we have our commissions and we have our weekly bonuses, is we do have rank structures, which is really, really cool. So there's bonuses tied to these right now too, that go executive is our very first rank in the company. So I'm going to show you. This is an executive picture. These boxes are distributor names. Okay, so let's say we have Sally and Sue. So this would be 2, if you did 2 4 and 1s, you've got Sally and you've got Sue. This is executive, and this is our first rank in the company. We also need some customers and some volume in there, but this is what you need distributor-wise. Our next rank in the company is just adding a 3rd box there. So now we've got Sally, Sue, and Sarah. Okay, so this is called Ruby. And something that we say a lot is like, what is it? It's like hit Ruby, teach Ruby, something like that. Learn Ruby, teach Ruby. I don't know, something like that, right, Jess? And the rest of our rank structures are based on Rubies. You go Ruby, you teach your people how to go Ruby. You're going to keep progressing through the ranks of the company. Yes, reach Ruby, teach Ruby. There we go. That sounds so much better. I knew it rhymed. Reach Ruby, teach Ruby. Guys, this is, you've done your 3 4 and 1s. You've got your builder bonus on top of, so you've made $1,000 in bonuses. And now you're helping these people to do the same thing. Your business is growing. You're hitting our rank bonuses. So many good things have to come from this. Okay, so our training is also spectacular. If you guys have the app downloaded already, that's perfect. You log in there with your distributor ID that you were given on sign up. If you don't know what your ID is, please ask your enroller. They can always find it for you. And whatever password you created when you signed up. There are so many trainings in the app. The app is free for your first 30 days. So you really want to utilize it as much as you can. After that is an optional business tool tool is kind of how I like to explain it. And it is $27 a month to continue. If you've done your first 4-in-1, your business is going to be paying for that. You're going to be making enough commissions that it's going to pay for that optional website. So at that point, I recommend keeping it. You can always turn it off and on. If you're like, you know what, my business was kind of slow in these first 30 days, I don't really want to keep the website right now, you can cancel it and you can turn it back on at any time. It does not affect your product site. That's one of my favorite things. I know that there are a lot of companies out there that you have to actually pay for your product site to be active, but that's not the case for us. It's just for our optional back office website and the app. They're kind of connected. We also have boards, which I think in my team's training, we get to on about day 3, introducing the boards. But that's where we do a lot of our own trainings from. It's where we house a lot of our scripts. I like to go step by step, one-on-one, as we're going through training. But you're going to find so many resources in there, and you're going to be learning on the go. We do a step together. You say, we're done. Okay, we do the next step together. You say, we're done. Okay, we're going to do the next step together. So you're learning by doing the things. And we also send so many screenshots back and forth. I always tell people, please, please, please make sure that you are never feeling like you're bothering me. Okay, as your enroller, as the person that's here to help support, coach you, I know Jessica will attest to this. I would send her so many screenshots. I'm pretty sure at one point Jessica was like, Shannon, I can't even work my own business. There's so many screenshots that I have to answer. But guess what? That is how I learned, and I attribute so much of my success to putting in that time to learn and having Jessica teach me what I needed to do, how to word things, how to say things to different people, and make sure that you are utilizing your upline, utilizing your enroller to grab as much information from them as you can. And honestly, you are never, never bothering us. Please, please, please message us whenever you need to. So I am going to turn it back to Jess, and we are going to go through the next little bit, which is a little bit more about what we actually are going to be doing.
Yes, I do. I remember that she was just like, my phone would blow up. I would send a couple and I'd like go to send a message and then it'd be like, bing, bing, bing. I was like, oh my gosh. But it's a good thing because the more you can message people, the more conversations that you're having, the more enrollments that you're going to get even quicker. And you guys are all in control of how much that you want to do, what we're going to teach you to do next. So one of the biggest things, and Shannon is pro at this, is consistency. Like, consistency is key. What our core 4 that we have in our business, I'm going to cover the first 2. Our main income producing activities are the same every day. It's like if you go to a job, you clock in, you do X, you do Y, you do Z. You know what you need to do and you do it every single day. So the first one, you guys, is getting out the content. So a post and a story is turning on your open sign for your business each day. Highlighting something new, sharing a benefit, sharing a result, sharing what the business is doing for you. There's all different ways, of course, in the boards app that teach you how to go over how to do that. So I'm not going to get into that necessarily, but I'm going to get over to my notes. Okay, so I think one of the biggest things in the beginning is picking what you want to share, and having some kind of like pack around that, especially when it comes to products. Pick a handful of products that you can be passionate about sharing, that maybe your audience or what your audience is going to enjoy. And then my recommendation, like I said before, is get your hands on that product. You know, if you're excited about it, you want to share about it even more, you're using it, you can tell people how it tastes, the energy that it's giving you, even before you get massive results. I tell people I was nursing when I first started. I didn't get to use any of the products until 5 months into my business. I probably would have been way farther ahead if I could have shared my results sooner. So, getting yourself on your page. Now, I know that when I first started, I was always the person taking the pictures. I never wanted to be in them. I was always self-conscious, the awkward person. I hated doing it. But my girlfriend was just like, you know what, Jessica, if you're a business owner, you would be in front of people every day. So it's just one of those things that I recommend stepping out of your comfort zone and being authentically you. Okay. You don't have to be this supermodel person or whatever. I'm a mom. I show up as a hot mess on my page and with my team often. So, one of the ambassador leaders told me, she's like, do a content day. Do it like a band-aid. Take all the pictures that you need to, video if you want to in one day, and then it's over and you have your content for the week. Change your shirt. Get a little, put your makeup on for the week or do whatever that you need to do. So there's different ways to go about it. And even for product, you guys, you'd be surprised. You don't even need to have your face in it. You can have your feet up at your fireplace with your phone in your hand or your camera or your computer on your lap and take a picture of you working. It can be a picture of you cooking and talking about how you don't even have to look at the camera. It doesn't have to be a selfie. It can be your hand holding a cup of coffee out the window. Your face doesn't have to be in it. There's so many different creative ways, but as long as it's personal. I feel like in this day and age, when there are a lot more people realizing that you can make so much income online, that there's more and more and more people doing it. So it's up to us to set ourselves apart. And people, when they feel like they know you and they're like, I always see you posting about your coffee, or I had this one girl message me. I used to do, like, I tell people this all the time, my office view for the day, my face wasn't in it. We were at the park, took a picture, at the beach, took a picture, out doing something, took a picture. And she's like, I'm always jealous that you're outside working your business and playing with your kids, because I'm literally sitting inside in a cubicle and it's beautiful out. So all the different ways, as long as it's personal, is best. And just get your face out there as often as you can. I would say at least 3 days out of the week, you guys make your post personal. You're going to see, when I was new in the beginning, I was like, I don't know what to post. So use your leader when you first start. Use the scripts that are there. You can copy and paste until you kind of find your vibe, and then personalize it as you go. And then I would say write your own content at least three of the days of the week. And then if you have a busy lifestyle, throw a copy paste up, and it's totally fine. Okay. Second one is HAPS. You guys, I love HAPS. When I first started, I didn't have an active social media. So my 200 friends from high school that I added when I first started, like, I'm talking no social media, were people from high school, my family, and then a couple of coworkers that I knew. So those 200 people weren't really exploding my business to the, in that circumstance. So if I would post on my own page, to give you an analogy, would be hosting the same 200 people every day. But if I can get, 5 people each day to put up a post for me, and they each have 200 friends, I just went from 200 to 1,000 really, really quick. And then once you start getting up giveaway haps, Sally, Sue, and what do you say, the S names, Shannon? They each put up a post for me about the giveaway, and they get, 30 comments or something like that. All of a sudden I can reach out to all those people, and I've expanded into like the thousands and thousands potentially. So host to post is where it's at. We can only do so much for our own network. My recommendation, you guys, is to get up at least like 3 to 5 a day, depending on what your goal is. Realistically, if you're wanting to push yourself and you want to get to a part-time or full-time income more quickly, I would say go for 10 haps a day. You really do set your own pace. Haps can be overwhelming at first, and that's totally okay. I would say it's better to be overwhelmed than underwhelmed and not have anything happening. And expectations, you guys, for every 10 people that I message, and I've been doing this for a long time, I will get 1, maybe 2 people to post. So, if we're only asking 5 people and we're like, no one's responding, or like no one's posting, we got to increase that number. Shoot for messaging 30 people a day, start that momentum. It takes time to create traction, to get a couple people to post, get a couple giveaways up. Okay, now I have a couple more people to message, and then tomorrow get up some more giveaways, and just keep that momentum. And then as I get those haps up, half of those haps don't really get a lot of traction. There's people that have small networks that don't post. So just know that it comes in the numbers of who you message and when you hit those good networks, and they get kind of that boost of enrollments and potentials coming in. I would say stick with the haps that work. There's definitely certain ones that work really well. The gummies and Thermophyte X, the giveaways, obviously, the opportunity one works really well. The cleanse can work really well. So I would say, pick 2 or 3 and just stick to those. Get your wording down so it's faster. Success loves speed. So if you can get the ones that are quick, your scripts, you're confident about how to reply and answer questions. So that's just like the best, quickest way to grow. Yeah. So I know that Shannon is like the queen of hats. Her enrollments are massive, both with customers and distributors. But she's also going to touch on the last of our 2 core fours.
Perfect. Thanks, Jess. Yeah. So number 3 in our core 4 is growing your network, which we touch a little bit on when it comes to HAPS, just because that is going to grow your network. We want strong leads, and they come from HAP ads first, for sure. Like Jessica was saying, you have a giveaway post that gets 30 comments on it. Now you've got 30 new friends because you're adding them all to your network. And they are much more likely to accept your friend requests as well, because they know why you're sending them a friend request, and you have kind of more of like a reason to be sending them that friend request. The next place that I like to add friends from is actually just from scrolling my newsfeed. So it's going to be friends of friends. So if you see your friend Sally posted a post and she has 50 likes on it, you're going to click on the likes and it's going to show you every single person that liked it. You're going to go through and just add some people from there. So I kind of like to compare this to going to a friend's summer barbecue. Guess what? They're going to have friends there that you don't know, right? So these are people that have liked her post, people that we don't really know. But guess what? Now you're meeting them because you have a mutual friend. So we're going to add them. Sometimes you will get the people that are like, hey, why did you send me a friend request? We have a really nice message that's just like, hey, I'm always looking to connect with positive and motivating people, and you look like you have a really nice page. If you want to keep your friends list private, I totally understand. I hope you have a great day. So we have a great response if you're nervous about those people who are going to be asking you that. But otherwise, that is a great way to be adding. We also want to make sure that we're trying not to add other distributors necessarily, just because they won't be able to post for us or buy from us because they are working their own business. It's great if you can follow other distributors. If you're like, I really love their content. I want to maybe take some of their posts and make them my own, or, that sort of thing. But definitely when you're adding friends, focus on adding people that are not in the business. So you want to grow your storefront, right? So think about if you would rather have 5 people coming into your store every day, or if you'd rather have 50 people coming into your store every single day, right? We constantly want to be growing our audience and the people that are seeing our own posts, as well as when we're doing our HAPs, we're growing by other people seeing the posts that are being done for us. So think of it this way too. If you only had 10 people add you back every single day, in a month, that's 30 times 10, that's 300 people that have become your friends. And that's just from randomly adding. That doesn't even include HAPs. So I really recommend sending anywhere from 30 to 40 friend requests a day. Again, this can be done really, really quickly. I usually try to add only about 10 people from each friend's post. So Sally, who had 50 likes, I'm going to click on that. I'm going to add 10 of those people. Now I'm going to go to the next post. We find Sue. We're going to go to her likes. Let's say she has 20 likes. We're going to add 10 of those people. Guess what? There's 20 ads already. And if we're just hoping for at least 10 back, that's pretty good numbers. And obviously we can't control if people accept our friend requests, but the more that you send, the more likely you're going to get people accepting. A little bit of a numbers game there in a sense. Okay, and then number 4 is a really, really big one. You do not want to miss number 4. Number 4 is in the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. You're going to hear that a lot. So basically, we want to be making sure that we are checking our likes and comments on our haps. This is a great way. This is how we're going to generate so many leads. So if you're getting haps up, you don't want to just leave them sitting there, because there's people that could be interested that we want to make sure that we're checking in with. Haps is one of my favorite ways to generate leads because people are already showing interest in the product. If someone put up a post for you about the gummies and people are commenting on it saying, send me info, I want details, all we're doing is saying, hey, thanks so much for the comment on here. You'd like some info. They've already asked for it. It's not a cold message. They've already shown interest. It makes the conversation so seamless, and gives me more confidence when I'm talking to them about it. We want to follow up with our story views. People who are watching your story about the products might be interested, but they're too nervous to say something. So we want to make sure that we are sending them a message saying, hey, I saw that you viewed my story about our super greens. Would you like some more information about how they work, or, anything like that? We also want to be making sure that we're following up with yesterday's conversations. So a lot of times people get busy. They're putting their kids to bed. They forget that they opened your message. We don't know what's going on in their life. So we want to be back in their inbox and saying, hey, so sorry that our conversation ended yesterday. I got a little bit busy. Would love to continue where we left off. So the next thing is to make sure that you are writing these people down. We need to have a really good organizational system, because we are a business owner now. I'm going to really quickly show you guys what I do. So I have a planner, and every single day, every single page is a new day. So these are all the people that I talk to this day. Okay, these are all the people that I talk to this day. You can see it varies, right? Every single day tends to vary. The goal is definitely to have at least 10 names written down. And these are only people that I talk to about product. I don't write down people that I've asked to hap. I just kind of scroll through my messenger to check that. But these are all the people that showed interest in product or the business opportunity. I have them in here as well. And what I do is you'll see like a little, this one, it says G/T, that's gummies and thermophyte conversation. And then people that have said they're not interested anymore, I scribbled them out. Gummies and thermophyte, right? So then when it's the next day, I can just go to my page in my book and say, okay, these are the people that I need to check in with today because I talked to them yesterday. So customer service is key in our business, right? Like we've said a few times now, you guys are business owners. We are the CEOs of our business, okay? So some interesting numbers here is that only 2% of people will say yes the first time that you're talking to them or on the first follow-up, okay? 2%. That is such a low number. So you almost have to expect conversations to take a few follow-ups, okay? 3% say yes on the second follow-up. 3. 5% say yes on the third follow-up. 80% are going to say yes on the 4th to 10th follow-up. 4 to 10 follow-ups, that's a lot when you think about it. You're like, holy cow. But if I told you that 80% of all of your sales are going to come in that 4th to 10th follow-up, I guarantee that you're going to be doing it. Another interesting number is that 20% of DTs only send that second follow-up. They don't send any more. So we want to make sure that we are in that percentage of distributors that are sending more of the follow-up so we can get more of our sales. If you're putting in the effort to start these conversations, you want to make sure that you are the one to close them. A really great analogy that Jessica uses is actually if you are a server in a restaurant or something like that, and you're serving coffee and you're going around to the different tables and you're saying, hey, do you want more coffee right now? A lot of people are going to say, no, thanks. Like, I'm good. My cup is still full, right? We don't take that personally. Excuse me. We're just like, okay, they don't want any coffee right now. We'll come back again later. We want to be that person that is at their table when they are ready for more coffee. We want to be that person in their inbox when they are ready to say yes. We don't want another server to come along and offer them coffee and then be ready in that moment. We want to be the server that they're saying yes to. So this is kind of the circle of life: rinse, repeat. Something that I saw recently said, train, duplicate, repeat. Train, duplicate, repeat. Train, duplicate, repeat. That's literally what our business is. So we're learning how to do this ourselves. We're teaching it to other people. We're repeating. And you guys are going to have so much success if you follow this and you're consistent every single day. Consistency is so, so key. Like Jessica was saying, the numbers build over time. If you're only doing this once a week, it's going to take a lot longer to see results than if you're doing it 5 days a week. It's going to make a really, really big difference in your income, in your goals. And I know a lot of people join and have really big goals that we are here to help you guys hit. Excuse me. But yeah, I think that's all that I have. Do you have anything that you want to close us out with, Jess? Oh, actually, sorry, I have some on mindset. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about is mindset. So one of the things that you want to think about is, how is your daily mindset? Do you find yourself thinking more positively or negatively? Is your cup half full or is your cup half empty? Okay, so it's awesome and important to see the bright side of things, but it can also be challenging, and that's okay. That's totally normal. It's important to keep the ball rolling and to do continuous self-development is what we call it. So our business is 80% mindset. So again, follow these numbers here for a second. 20% is what you're doing on the daily, putting in the time to complete the tasks, doing those core 4. 80% is what you think about it. If you're sending those messages going, this is stupid, nobody's going to answer me anyways, why am I even doing this? Guess what? Nobody's going to answer you. Somehow that comes through your messages. But if you're sitting there thinking like, okay, I'm sending all these messages, so many people are going to answer me, people love putting up posts for me. If you're saying all of these self-affirmations, things are going to happen. Good things are going to happen. So that's why it's important that we're continuously doing self-development. So there are podcasts, there's books, we can journal, but it's important to always be developing for the business and just for life in general. It's going to be like our little safety net to fall back on when it's needed, because starting your own business can be challenging, especially in the beginning. Trust me, we have been there. So please reach out whenever you guys are feeling stuck or frustrated, and know that we all go through the same feelings as well at one point or many times in this business. And know that you are never alone and you're never bothering us. But if we don't know that you guys are feeling stuck or you feel like you're struggling, then we can't help you. So please, keeping that open line of communication is super, super important. So what's fantastic, like I said, is that there are books, there are podcasts, and so many different ways that you can grow your mind. One of my favorite things is actually Audible. So it's listening to the books, like someone else is reading them. So when I'm driving my kids around, I have it playing in the car instead of listening to music. So constantly growing your mind. A few of my favorite ones are Girl, Wash Your Face. It's a great one to start with. Excuse me. You Are a Badass is another really, really great one to start with. What's another one? I was just thinking of it the other day. I think there's one, we're doing a book club right now in the corporate page that the book is called Worthy, I believe. Another one is Change Your Paradigm. These are all fantastic books. There's also podcasts. Someone in our company, her name is Ashley Mayfield. Her name is spelled Ashleigh, Ashley. In Mayfield, how it sounds. She's on Spotify. She's on Apple Podcasts. She has a fantastic podcast. She's super down to earth, super real. I love listening to her. Another podcast that I love is the Craig Groeschel Leadership Podcast. He's so real about how to lead other people when you get to that point in your business and you're growing a team. And also Pam Souder. She used to be one of the top enrollers in our company. She was in our corporate team for a little bit. She also has a fantastic, fantastic podcast that I would recommend. So I think a key thing to take away from tonight is to keep the lines of communication open between yourself and your enroller, please. You're never bothering us, and it's important to let us know how you're feeling, whether you're excited about something, whether you're struggling with something. Please, we've been there. We probably still are there some days. It's not always easy, but that's when it's the most important to keep going and to reach out. Okay, I think that's all that I have for you tonight. Jessica, do you have anything else that you would like to close us off with?
I do really quick. And I love that you brought up self development. If you guys go into boards in the fresh board, it's the very top folder. It's the very first one. When you click on it, that podcast with Ashley Mayfield is in there. There's other leaders podcasts in there too. Book recommendations. If you're not feeling confident, you are a badass. Just like Shannon mentioned, that was one of the very first books because I did not feel confident when I started my business, just nervous about everything, about adding people. I was like, 5 people, I'll do 5 people a day. That's what I did for a long time. And if I could go back to my previous self, and I wrote this down, you guys, is that, you can go slow if you want. If you're scared, I get it. We all feel those feelings when we first start. We're nervous to put up that post. What's someone going to say? All those kinds of things. I would just say, just be bold and be brave and do it anyway. Do you want to go slow, or do you want really quick results and to reach those goals that you started this business for? Always keep your why in your forefront of why you started. And we didn't start for the $200 to $500 a month. We started for what that $200 to $500 a month would give to our family. It would pay off the bill because why? Because then I could have more for my kids. Okay, well, why would you want to spend, why would that be important to you? Because my parents were always gone and I want to have that healthy relationship. Like, it's so much deeper. This business is so much deeper than just the money. And time doesn't wait. Time doesn't wait for anyone. We can give excuses on why our lives are busy. I just want to kind of end in this, you guys, because I know that summer's coming. And we can get busier in the summer because there's so many activities. Kids are out of school. My recommendation is to prioritize your goals. Prioritize your business. It should take us an hour, if we're being intentional about what we're doing, to do our core 4 that we just talked about. So wake up earlier, sacrifice that little bit of sleep to get it done. It's going to feel so good. And then you're like, I have like the day to spend with my family and I've achieved so much already. I would say prioritize that time, especially during the summer. We can get kind of lost. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. Then all of a sudden it's 2 days and then we'll do it tomorrow. And we've only worked 2 days out of the week. What your paycheck and or the growth of your business is going to reflect that. And we want you guys to be set up for success. So, does anyone have any questions on what we chatted about? Like, this is an open chat. You can definitely ask. Like we said, we asked lots. Like, I always like, how do I change my profile picture? I literally, my enroller was like, oh my gosh, there's no silly question. Like, we're here to help. So I just want to see if there's anything else. But yeah, I'll give it a minute to see if there's anything anyone wants to type, because I know sometimes I've been on a Zoom where I'm like, I have a question. I'm trying to get in the chat, and then they're like, okay, bye. So I'm excited for you guys to implement these, for you to achieve your first bonus. I can't wait. Like, we can't wait to give you guys shout outs and see that growth. And then when you have your distributor have their first win and they're growing, and it's just going to all come to fruition, and you're going to look back in a couple months and you're like, wow, I achieved so much. Even if it's 1% a day that you're improving. I just remember Denise Walsh. She's a Black Diamond, which means they make over $100,000 a month. You guys, I'm not even kidding. I just remember her saying, even if you only reached executive your first year, if that was all you reached, and then your second year you were Ruby, and then your third year you promoted Emerald. By the time that you were in your 8th year, as long as you were open to growing yourself 1% better each day, at the end of the year, you're 365% better. And in 8 years, you're Ambassador Diamond, making over $30,000 a month. She was like, could your current job pay you that? And I just remember thinking, it is worth the long game in order to change my life, my family's life, and to reach my goals. If I just don't give up and I keep being open to learning. So what if I have a message going for a while and you get to the cost part and then they disappear on Messenger? Good question. So I always find the reason why people ghost after giving the price is because they can't afford it. And they might not want to tell you that they can't afford it. So typically it comes down to the cost. Tip for that is a follow-up. We can do the follow-up Shannon said within the first like 24, 48 hours. You want to kind of show that customer service right away. But then if they don't reply, follow up on Friday. Most people, they're happy. It's the weekend. They got paid and they've been waiting to be able to spend money on something for themselves. So we can reach back in on a Friday. And then even if they don't respond at that time, good little trick would be wait a couple days and ask them to host a post. They don't have to spend anything. Hey, I know that you might not be ready for the products yet, but I'm wondering if you're wanting to get into our $1,100 cash draw. It's really simple. It's free. All you do is put up a post. Would that be a better option for now? And get them to have. Maybe they'll host a post and you'll get a couple customers from that if they're not ready. Maybe they'll host a post and then you say, hey, I know we're talking about the products. Could you benefit from an extra stream of income? Like you literally just did what I do to earn income from home. And they've been looking for money and they start as a distributor. Okay. There's always ways to go around it. Plus promotions are good. So you know how we said like the follow-up comes from like the power comes after the fourth. So you've given them the information, you've given them the price, they don't reply. You follow up on Friday, they don't reply. You follow up at the end of the month, they don't reply. You follow up on a promotion, boom, they become a customer. Maybe not promotion, maybe it's the next promotion, but as long as you're in their line of sight, they were interested the first time, they're still going to be interested in the future. The timing just might not be right now. What if you can't message again? There's no option. If you can't message again. So you should be able to message them again unless you got blocked. But if not, then you should be able to reach back out to them. And you can always personal message your enroller or me, Sandra. It's me. Message me a screenshot and I'll walk you through it. Good question. So does anyone else have any questions? You can unmute yourself if you don't want to type it out too. Well, you guys, we've been on here for 50 minutes. I do want to say I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come and hop on. Thank you, Shannon, for hosting and sharing tips with me. And we'll see you guys for the next training. Keep on growing.